Welcome to ACARS.
Good afternoon, welcome back to another stream here on the Aviator 268 channel, and we have another good one for you. It's a little bit shorter than yesterday, heading from Buffalo over to Boston. If you missed yesterday's stream, it was a smooth landing coming in here with my good friend George as we landed in Buffalo from Cincinnati. I think they call that Cincy. No, that's Vegas. Any which ways, we came in from Cincinnati to Buffalo and it was a smooth landing, and today we are back in the 737 November 399 Delta Alpha as we prepare to head over to Boston. Short 1 hour flight. Short 1 hour flight, as a matter of fact. It's 1 hour and 1 minute. Most of the airplane has already been set up, so we're about to get ourselves into the aircraft as we watch our passengers board and just do the finishing touches. As we get this aircraft ready for departure. We're in the aircraft right now, and the fuel is already on board, so we will put the fasten seatbelt sign on, head back into the FMC, and we'll finish up. Our flight is DAL2496 as per usual. Going from Buffalo to Boston, costing us is 13, and we have 147 passengers on board today. Let's see what our reserves are going to be. Alternate is 4.7 plus 5, so that is 5.2. And also your fuel weight is 129.4. Cruising altitude today is flight level 250. Not a very long flight, so we don't need to go that high. I'm not entirely certain if there's an LOA for us to be a letter of agreement, that is, between Buffalo and Boston, but for the flight that I've seen going over, it's actually a JetBlue route, and the aircraft only goes up to flight level 250. So we'll adhere to that and ensure that we stay at level 250. Of course, once we get airborne and we get to cruise altitude, we would definitely make ourselves go a little bit faster just so we can get there as quickly as possible. Just now setting up the arrival and departure areas charts on our EFB, just so that all of that is done before we get on the way. We are parked at gate 22 where we came in last night, and for our departure briefing we are just going to run through the fact that we are at Buffalo. We will push and start and we will taxi. I'm doing things a little bit forward and I'll step back. So we're pushing start and then we will face towards the northeast, taxi towards on taxiway Alpha, cross runway 32 to Alpha 8, and we'll take the full length runway for departure. Leaving out of Buffalo today, we have weather, interesting weather, where the winds today at 220 at 20, gusting to 34. Visibility is pretty good. Broken clouds at 11,000 feet and at 25,000 feet. Temperature is 9 degrees and our altimeter is a 2958. Every time I sit at my computer, I forget to walk with my laptop. So I'm gonna need a couple of minutes to get my, not my laptop, my iPad. I'm gonna need a couple of minutes so I can go get my iPad. Nevertheless, the weather is nothing out of the ordinary. We can take a little crosswind and even a little gust. We just try to maintain that once we get on the runway. Of course, we got to keep our rudder pedals to maintain the center line as that wind may be gusting while we're departing. Nothing out of the ordinary. So we're departing off of runway 23 today, and we're using the Buffalo 8 departure. So let's see what the Buffalo 8 departure is saying for us today. Runway 23, climbing and heading 235 until leaving 3000. Once we leave 3000, we then make a left turn back to our first, which is the Gulf Echo or Geneso VOR, then en route. Climbing flight level 230, correction 250, and then we will join the arrival into Boston. Our top altitude is 10,000, and that is already here. Lag spike, don't know why that happened. Nevertheless, continue. That's already 10,000 in here, and we are good to go with that. Threats. Weather isn't a threat. There may be, let's see, there isn't any. Let's see. Take out obstacles. Let's look at that. On runway 2, the trees and poles, building and signs begin at 390 from the Deer VOR. (108) right of the center line up to 100 AGL. Trees, poles, and buildings and signs begin at 14 from the Delta Echo Romeo 216 left of the center line up to 100. So once we depart, we will just make sure that we keep our nose up as we head airborne. On departure, between 0 and 80 knots, we'll stop for any ICAS warnings, and between 8 knots and V1, we stop for only fire warnings. Above V1, we will climb straight out 3,000 feet, assess situation, make our calls. If we can, we come back down. We don't need to. We're below our max landing weight, so we can make a left base downwind, left crosswind, enter a downwind, and come back for a landing on runway 23. We have ILS runway 23 available, so that will be ready if we need to come back. Outside of that, we're in a good ship, so we shouldn't have any issues. So our pre-departure briefing is complete. Our departure briefing is also complete. We can go ahead and now start the APU. Let's go and hear the APU start up. Let me pause the music very quick so you can hear the APU. Beautiful sounds, and the cargo is loaded. Getting up close and personal with this airplane. Man, this plane looks pretty good. It's a little bit too clean. It's a little bit too clean and shiny. That plane is supposed to be a little bit dirty, but okay.
Air Canada 11 Heavy, Buffalo traffic, just announcing it on Unicom as well. 2 miles off Strava, going to be coming in runway 23, Buffalo traffic.
We have some traffic coming into Buffalo. And they're going to be landing on runway 23. Not sure how far out he is. Let's see. He's a good distance out. You'll probably hear when he says he's on final. Our APU is started. Oops, forgot to start the pump. And let's switch to the APU gen. And we can release the APU from the ground. And let's continue with the N1 limit so we can go back to our performance. Runway 23. Import the information from the aircraft. 143.1. CG is 27. We leave optimum on both ratings and fly flat config. Import the weather and run the calculations. So we're going to use takeoff 1, flat 5, and that will give us an N1 of 91.2 and a trim of 4.5 and a V1 of 138, 139, 146. Seems like we're getting that pretty much on our flights for the last couple of flights. So, didn't record that. Temperature of 32 degrees. So takeoff 1, 32, and that gives us 93.1. Flaps 5, 4.5, 138, 39, 46, and that is set. So we arm the auto throttle, arm the VNAV and LNAV, and our flight director switches are on. Give me just a moment. Let me get my iPad. And we're back. Let's run this departure, not departure, let's run the before start checklist. Before start checklist, oh, there's the air handler, so we get to see him arriving. And touchdown. Nice landing, air handler. In a 777, that's weird. That was such a 777. It also looks like a 787, but no, it's a 777. Sometimes these models look weird. Triple 200 LR. All right, great. So we have 147 of 149. We got 2 extra passengers coming tonight. So let's run the before start checklist. Flight deck and exterior inspections are complete. Pre-flight procedure is complete. IRS modes and nav and display switches are normal and auto. Emergency exit signs, lights are on. The passenger signs are on. Window heat switches are also on. Pressurization panel is set. Pressurization mode selector is auto. The mode control panel is set. Oxygen mask regulated into 4 are checked. Altimeters 2, 9, and 5, 8 are set and cross-checked. Light and nav instruments checked. Warning annunciator lights checked. Anti-skid light is off. Landing gears down through green. The TPWS has been checked. The speed brake lever is down to 10. Thrust levers are closed. The cutoff switches are, the engine start levers are cut off. Stabilizer trim cutoff switches are normal. Fire and warning system checked. Radios and transponder. Transponder is 6060646. And that is set. Parking brake set. Rudder and aileron trim free and 0. The 5-minute briefing has been completed. The departure briefing is completed. Logbook is checked. Fuel is 13.7 is required. 13.7 on board. We will complete the FMC. Go into our legs page, route data, route request. And while we're doing that, we will release the ground power. Ground power will be released shortly, and away it goes. And that is set. And we can now load the winds, execute, descent forecast, load and execute, and we'll clear that message that will come up. Cool. All right, so we are ready to go. So we can now do below the line FMS and ACARS info entered. Need to start my ACARS. Make sure that that is set. Volante is also started. And those are set and set. The stabilizer trim is 4.5, and that's just about set, so we can do 4.5, and that's set. Airspeed 138, 139, 146, and the end bugs are checked. So there we go, guys. We can now get our airplane ready for pushback. So let's run the before start close. This door does not open or close, so let's call GSX and let them know we're ready to go. Prepare for pushback. Door closes. We have the, now we need to remove the, we're gonna go nose left, and we need to remove the chocks.
Release parking brakes, please.
Chocks removed, and here we go. Before start checklist. Before start checklist, doors are closed, hydraulic panel is set, fuel panel is set. Cut the door closed and lock, anti-collision lights on, air condition panel is set, transponder is set to standby. Oh, what is the plane doing? Okay. Buffalo traffic, good evening. Delta 2496 push and start from gate 22. We'll face nose left. Buffalo traffic. All right, so let's start the timer and release our brake.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Roger, we'll start at will. Let's get our map up. And we're off the gate. Start sequence is 2 then 1. So let's set up the panel and let's start engine number 2. Wait on N1 to get a 25, and then we introduce the fuel. 3, 4, and 5. One thing I wish is that the nose gear would actually turn like it does in real life. At one point it does. I think some aircraft, they do have that feature, but not all. So the nose wheel is just being pushed like that. That's a nice picture. Being pushed by an angle. That's cool. Engine 2 is started. Start engine number 1.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brake is set. Hear that low rumble as we start the engine. 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Unlocking gear.
That sound is super real.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
After start flows. Light controls, rudder left and right, left, right, forward and backwards, free and clear. Oh, there goes the wave, and he's off. And let's run the after start checklist. Generators are on, full heaps are on. The anti-ice not required. Ignition panel is set. Auto brakes is RTO. After start checklist complete. Taxi checklist. Flaps 5. You guys notice that you hear that right over the wing, you will hear the sound. Forward of the wing, you won't hear it that much. So I love the proportion as to how the sounds actually come across. That's pretty realistic and pretty cool. Good, let's get ready to taxi. Buffalo ground, Buffalo traffic, Delta2496, taxi runway 23 via Alpha, cross runway 14. Continue taxiing at Alpha, Alpha 8, hold a short 23, Buffalo traffic. Just make sure I said that correct. That runway is runway 14 and 32. Nose light coming on and runway turn off lights coming on. And let's get a move on. Parking brakes release. And let's go. If you just joined the stream, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just now pushed out the gate, taxi into runway 23 for departure, guys. We did a quick one today. Kind of did most of the work before going on the live stream, so that's why we're taking off pretty quickly. Want to make sure we catch the daylight time. It is currently 4:57 in Buffalo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. This is your captain speaking. We are now taxiing to the runway. Flight attendants, please take your seats for departure.
Approaching 32.
Crossing runway 32, we are going to put on our strobes.
Crossing 32.
As per company procedure, crossing an active taxiway, strobe lights must come on. I believe they turn on their landing lights too, but this is the daytime. Once the strobes go on, we're fine. And clear the runway, strobes can come off. Get some lights on the panels. According to one of my other friends, going at 10 knots is a professional taxi. Make sure that we're on that center line. Our departure review, runway 23. At or above V1, at or below V1, we'll stop anything that will cause the aircraft to be unfireable. Above V1, we'll take off, runway heading, climb 3000, make assessments, then we'll make a left downwind towards the field. We have ILS 23 in our EFB ready and prepped for our arrival should we need to use it. No threats other than some trees and small antennae. So we just need to make sure on departure we keep our nose up and climb away from the field. Weather looks good, so we are ready to go. Clean the cabin and let's get the show on the road. Before takeoff, check the stabilizer trim is 4.5 flaps 5 green light. Window close and lock out photo is on. Recall is check. Runway 23 departure is the Buffalo 8 departure. First fix is going to be the Golf Echo VOR, and we make a left turn passing 3,000 feet on the upwind. Takeoff briefing is going to be completed. Flight attendants have been notified. Radar is on. Transponder is now to TARA. Buffalo traffic, Delta2496, line up runway 23, Buffalo. And
approaching 23.
Strobes. Radar and
runway
the transponder are set. The engine start switches are continuous, and exterior lights will be set shortly. Pause the music and straighten up our aircraft. That was a pretty wide turn. And let's not forget to start the timer on our departure today. We're straight now, and we will just declare takeoff. Buffalo traffic Delta2496, takeoff runway 23 Buffalo. Start timer. Advance the throttle 50%. Stabilize, toga. Hear those lovely CFM engines roar. Get back into the flight deck. Maintain the center line, because of course we have some check. We have some crosswinds.
V1.
Rotate. Gear up. Pressed the wrong button a while ago. And we are cleared. Buffalo traffic DAL2496 cleared, runway passing 2000, climb few thousand, then left turn direct first waypoint. Buffalo traffic last close here. Following the flight directors now. 3,000 feet. Make that left turn now direct to our first waypoint. Engage command A. And we continue climb flight level correction to 10,000. We made that left eastbound 090. And then we go direct to Golf Echo Echo. Execute. And we will do LNAV. LNAV is active. Flaps up. Speed check. Flaps coming up. So those clouds are what's dimming that sunlight. So once we get above 10,000 feet, matter of fact, once we get above 11,000 feet, we should be able to get better lighting. Clearing 5,000, let's go flight level 250. And continue our climb. See you later, Buffalo. There's the airport. And that's the stabilizer, horizontal stabilizer back here. And we are off. I have to take our checklist. Landing gear up and off. Flaps up, low lights, anti-ice not required. Engine bleeds are. Oh, I totally forgot to stop. So I didn't forget to turn on the timer, but I totally forgot to turn on our landing light and our wing light. Nice. Must forget something, eh? The engine bleed packs are on an auto. Pressure of the panel is set. Engine start switches are set to off. APU is not required after start checklist is complete. Cross the 10,000 we can release the cabin. Oops, wrong button. And let's get the music going. 3 more days left, guys. 3 more days are left before the A350 is dropped. I am so stoked right now. I'm hoping that they dropped it I was hoping this morning that they dropped it. I'm hoping that they drop it tonight so that we could actually let's see. They are not seeing anything on the Discord, so they're not ready to drop it yet. But I'm sure once it drops, the internet is gonna go crazy. Flying through some clouds right now. Put on our anti-ice just in case. Passing 180, we will set our altimeter to standard. Continue our climb to flight level 250. Don't have any ATC online as of now. Boston usually comes on quite frequently, so we should have some. We'll be crossing New York politely, but I don't know that they will talk to us because it's just a quick little clip. So we might get contacted by them, especially if Boston is online and New York is online. We'll probably get called by both, so we just anticipate that as well. So we get New York ready, 125.32, 125.325, and that's set. Passing 18,000, standard set. Climb checklist, altimeters, transition altitude standard set, and cross check. Climb checklist is complete. $5,000 feet to go. Flight level 2. Oh, ooh, it's a beautiful picture. That's nice. That is really nice. One to go. Delta Fiber 250, and let's check what our cruise speed is going to be. Let's change this to 0.75. There we go. Climbing up to 0.75. So the INI bills, let's see what the website is saying. Inibill's website is showing that the A350 is coming soon. When we click on that, we're seeing their A350 in the background. The price is going to be 75 US, 75, almost $76. And guys, when you see this price, don't be too upset about the price. We're paying for two versions. So for those of us who are on 2020 still, we are paying for both the 2020 version and the 2024 version. Never been so excited for an aircraft. JL, I am with you on that, brother. It is. So I'm gonna get excited for this one, and then I'm gonna get excited for the 757 as well. So the A350 is, man, I really wish that they would drop this thing like right now. Just let us get an email saying the A350 has been released. Man, no, I won't cancel the stream. I won't cancel the stream, but we'll definitely do an installation, and then of course we'll come back and sit down on the stream. So here's a listing of what's happening, the features that we can expect for the A350. So we're not looking at the 2024, we're on the 2020 side. So I'm going to assume a couple of things because I don't think this was made extremely clear. However, this is what I'm going to think, based on logic again. So weathering is going to be for both aircraft. I'm trying to figure out why we can't have per livery config on the 2020 as well. I believe it might very well be a marketing thing. More than likely it could be a marketing feature or marketing tactic. So per livery config is only for 2024. Weathering is going to be available on both, but the dynamism of the weathering on the aircraft is not going to happen in 2020. And I think that's partially probably just because of the weather, and the engine for 2024 is a little bit different than that for 2020. So we won't get a dynamic, it's going to be fixed, which is why it's not fixed in 2024. Lido charts are, I'm wondering if the guys over at Navigraph would consider putting the Lido charts as an option for Navigraph. I'm not sure. I don't know if they'll do it. So we don't get Lido charts over in 2020, but they're available in 2024. And one of the biggest things for 2024 where the Lido charts are concerned is that instead of having to calculate, for example, if you want to do an intersection takeoff, instead of having to do a calculation for the departure at a specific intersection, it's already there. So that's where the Lido charts gets a big plus based on the demonstration that those guys would have given. We get the VSD terrain on the navigational display for both 2020 and 2024. Nav charts are available for both. The ANF, which is the airport navigational feature, is available on both. Brake to vacate is also available on both. Then the VIA exit selection on the ANF is available on both as well. And of course, you have to have a Navigraph subscription to do this. Then you have the multi-distance entry that's available on both. Manual distance entry, sorry, is available there. I have mixed feelings about the feature, so I believe the 350 was designed for ensuring that it's on. Yes, and that is what I believe as well. It's but then again, I don't feel any way about it, because eventually when we get to 2024, then we'll have all these features and we've already been accustomed to it. So it would just be nice in terms of aesthetics. So I'm not too mad at it. The only thing that I'm thinking that they should have made available for 2020 from this list is the per livery config. Because if I want to do, in my mind, what this is suggesting is that if I'm flying a Delta and then I'm flying an Air France, everything's going to be the same, versus what they get in 2024, where they can configure what they want per livery. And I think that's something they should have given all of us. I personally think so. I could probably ask a question in the forums and ask if they could probably in the future extend that over to 2020, or ask why it is that they don't have it for 2020 as well. But I'm thinking that is just a marketing tactic to get people to go over to 2024. Then we have the approach types. SLS and GLS, RNP and AR, and ILS, FLS are all available on both 2020 and 2024. So guys, this is not bad. Barring these two things of the dynamic and Lido charts, the dynamic weathering and so on, it's I can appreciate it, and I'm not going to be too mad at it. And then the other thing is the interior model. I believe the interior model is one based on the, or I guess guys, the per livery config is also probably tied to the interior modeling as well. So maybe that's one of the reasons why. And then the interior modeling is not available for 2020 because of the engine that is used for modeling over in 2024. So you're right, JL, it's a situation where they want to make it solid for 2024. So eventually we'll get there. I personally won't see that before probably summertime. Or the only thing that may cause me to go across there is if the 2020 version is going to be there for a while, because the 757 is going to be for 2020. So I'll be in 2020 for a little while longer. But once PMDG gets its planes moved over, and again, I think I want to wait for all of them, because the 737 is not going to be there for a while. And I'm not interested in flying the MAX that's there for the 2024 version that's available for free. So I'll wait. I'll definitely wait. And then we have a bunch of these galleries here. These planes just look, whew. I am waiting patiently for it, guys. And then we see here the prerequisites. Let me see if I can increase the font here. So the prerequisites that you need for this particular aircraft, for 2024, we're not interested. For 2020, well, I'm not interested, let me put it that way. For 2020, you need to have an operating system either 10 or 11, graphics card, an RTX 2080, they say 2080, or Radeon 5, VRAM 8, I have 16, so that should be fine, and my own is actually, so even here for 2024, the graphics card is an RTX 2080 and a Radeon RX 5700 XT with a VRAM of 8 gigs. I have an RX 6800, don't have the XT version though, and it has 16 gigabytes, so I'm good. Also, it says an AMD Ryzen 7 2700. I have a Ryzen 7 5600, I believe. So I'm good, definitely good where this is concerned. More than 11 gigabytes of storage, and I have 32 gigabytes of RAM as well. So we're good to go for this once it drops. We are very good to go. And I am waiting patiently for that to happen so we can have some fun with this aircraft. This is going to be exciting. Exciting times. All right, let's see where we are. 250 miles still to go. Exactly. PMDG and the iFly is the reason for full commitment. Correct. Correct. And then with the 777 coming out shortly, the 777-200 for 2020, man, I don't need to go nowhere. The niceness that they come with, I'm not saying that 2024 isn't nice, guys. That is not what I'm saying. However, I just believe, just like what we had with 2020, when it first launched, we had a bunch of issues, and that's with any new development. You're going to put things out to the public. People are going to find ways to break it, which they should find ways to break it so that the developers can actually go back and get, because again, when you develop something, you may not have seen everything that there is to see. Some issue may not have come up based on your particular system. So those specs, I believe, are the lower end meaning the most recommended one in terms of budget wise, because an RTX 2080 is pretty old. You're in the RTX 4060, 4070, 4080 range right now, and I think the RTX 5000 series will come out soon if it's not already out. I'm not an RTX fan anymore. I'm not into, and I shouldn't say I'm not a fan. Wrong choice of words. I'm not on NVIDIA right now. I am on AMD. So where that stands, I'm not even paying much attention to it. And my card is, I'm still on AMD AM4. So if I'm gonna upgrade right now, I'm gonna have to upgrade everything from the mobile all the way up to the video card. I'm not ready to do that just yet. I don't need to do that just yet. So I think I'm good. I think I'm good for right now. So there we have, guys. It's gonna be really exciting come the next couple of days. I'm really hoping tonight is one of those days so we can have the A350. But I know for sure it's gonna be out. I believe in my heart of hearts that it's gonna be out between tomorrow and Wednesday. Because if logically, again, I'm thinking logically, I mean, logic doesn't always work for some people, but I think logically, if there's an event already out for the 28th, which is Friday, then the plane has to come up before then. You can't do it on the day for the day. So Maddox Boyd, hello, welcome to the stream, welcome. So I don't believe that they're going to be waiting until Friday to release it. So I am hoping that they do so tomorrow. Pretty please, any bills, pretty please, tomorrow. Matter of fact, tonight. When they come out tonight. If not, we'll wait till tomorrow and see what happens. So we're cruising along here on flight level 250, heading to Boston, celebrating 24 years with Delta Virtual Airlines to the virtual airlines community. One of the longest serving airline or virtual airlines that we have on the internet. If you're looking for a virtual airlines home, I'm part of two of them. The first one is Delta Virtual, and I'll put the website in the chat as to the one that we have here. Delta Virtual is one that has several airlines within it. It's part of the Sky team, so feel free to check them out. And you'll also see that there are other airlines you can fly within that. They focus a lot on the whole pilot in the sense that you're able to learn quite a bit from them. You could go through different checklists. As a matter of fact, when the A350 comes out, I cannot fly it for Delta. I am not rated to fly the airplane. I'm gonna have to take a check ride, take some exams. So yeah, they do take it seriously. They write books for these things, man. So it really helps you to be honest with your craft. If you want to learn to fly, you really have to want to do it. So once the A350 comes out, I'm going to make sure that I learn how to fly it well, and then take my check ride so I can do a few of those flights with Delta Virtual. The other airline that I fly for is Virtual One World, and I can also put that one in the chat. Feel free if you're looking for a virtual home that you, oops, that's the wrong one. Let me put the correct one in place. me get that for you guys. Here we go. That's the other VIA that I fly for, so feel free to check those out. $72 nautical miles from our top of descent. Let's review our arrival. We are coming in on the J Fund 2 arrival into Boston. We do not have any ATC on board. Well, there is New York Center is online based on what I see here, but we already passed their airspace, or passed their airspace. They're not saying anything to us, so we'll just continue as normal. And we will have the briefing coming in via the Ponct intersection, then the Stoley, Monster, Seats, Double Base, J Fund, and then we continue via, let's see, we're going to runway 27. That's the arrival runway. So let's see what we have here. Landing runway 27, J Fund from Drag to Autumn. So J Fund to Autumn, which is here. Then via Autumn to Winter, then to Harris, then to Spicedy, Brody, and then to Beck, then to Side 2, and then radar back to the final approach course. So we'll follow along here. J Fund, Autumn, Winter, Harris, Spicedy, then to Brody, Beck, then Situ, then make a right downwind for right base for a final to runway 27, which is this runway right here. Let's check the weather out. Weather in Buffalo was that. Now weather in Boston is this. So we have at time 2154, weather 200 at 12, no gusts today, pretty good. It should be an uneventful flight landing. Then we have 10 visibility, 10 statute miles visibility. Then we have few clouds at 6,000 and scattered at 18,000, scattered at 25,000. Temperature is 4, dew point -2, altimeter 2, -7. We use runway 27 for arrival. We'll take the ILS runway 27, and let's get that information up as well. ILS 27. We are not taking it via Abbey, or maybe we'll do it via Abbey, come to 6,000, and then we will continue via Klein, Loner, Ripit, then Octec, and then into the runway. As far as threats are concerned, on arrival, we have this tower at 211 feet off to our final approach fix. So we maintain visual of that and land runway 27. Our decision height is 461 with an MSA of 2000. ILS frequency is 111.3, and heading is, of course, is 272. And our initial descent is going to be, let's see, there's one on here. So we're to cross autumn between 11 and 12, winter between 8 and 10, and flies it by 7,000. So our initial descent is going to be down to 12,000 as we enter onto this arrival. Past Punk, now going to Stoley, 17 nautical miles to go, and we're now 33 nautical miles from our top of descent. Let's go to our performance tool, landing en route, runway 27 for arrival. And we will use parking brakes, auto brakes 1, reverser curve and fig is all operational, and we have imported the weather. Then let's run 200 at 12. We'll add 5 more knots to our approach speed, so that's 10 knots. So we calculate landing distance is too short, so we need to do level 2. Still too short, level 3. And that will give us the landing distance available is 7,000, and we get a required landing distance of 5703. So we do auto brakes 3 for arrival today into Boston. So we set level 3, and our approach course. So our final approach speed is 154. So let's set that. 154 for flaps 30, and our approach code is 2721113. So let's set that 1113. That's set. 272, and there is Boston approach online, so we will have some ATC coming in for landing this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight agency, your captain speaking. We are approximately 130 miles from Boston. We'll begin our descent shortly. Seatbelt sign is on. We hope that you enjoyed your flight with us today. If you're up and about, please get back to your seats. The current weather right now in Boston, temperature is 4 degrees Celsius. It's about 29 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are coming out of the west at the south-southwest at about 12 knots. 6 miles per second. 6 miles per second. Wow, okay, cool. And so we begin shortly. We're landing shortly. In approximately 20 minutes, we'll be on the ground. Once again, thank you for choosing Delta for our flight today into Boston, and we hope to see you on a future flight. Flight attendants, prepare the cabin for arrival. Cool. So let's run our descent checklist. Awesome, I'll check this again. The descent checklist, altimeters are 29997, and we will set that 29997, and that has been cross-checked with the latest weather. And I want to maintain, let's maintain 280. radio and barrel altitude bugs. So let's go 460 rather. And coming up 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 154 is our approach, and let's begin our descent. Approach beginning is completed. Auto brakes is set to level 3. Passenger signs are on. Pressure of the panel is set. Exterior lights are set. Recall is checked. Descent checklist is complete. Descend down to 12,000 initially. That beautiful purple color as we get into dusk here in the United States. Look at that beautiful sun back there. I think that's a beautiful picture right here as well. If you haven't already done so, guys, if you're here for the first time and you appreciate the content, please consider subscribing. Once you subscribe, ensure that you also hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next time we go live. Also, as you see, you have the Discord channel here available. Hit that link and join the Discord. There you will find different areas that you can chat and interact with me and the other pilots. Of course, you can always share your thoughts on what we're doing here on the chat. Feel free to chat along with us. It's always good to interact with you. This week we are celebrating 24 years up until March 14. So we have quite a few of these flights to be done. They're pretty short flights, so we will be here with you once life lasts. And of course, once time permits, we'll definitely be doing these streams with you on a daily basis. The only thing that would interrupt this right now is if the A350 drops. We'll definitely put another stream in along with these so that we can check out the A350. The very first A350 flight stream that we're going to do, we're simply just going to sit on the airplane. We're not going to fly it. We're not going to take it off the ground. We're just going to sit and admire the airplane. We're going to take it through, just sit at the gate and go through the airplane, look and see what we can find, what's there, what's new, what's interesting, so that we can learn the airplane. There are a couple of events that are happening right now. Well, not right now, actually happening this week. They're already set right now for the end of the week for the release of the A350. And those will definitely be available for those persons who would have already been studying the A350 manuals, which are actually available to us in the form of frequently asked questions. So we've been reading as well. We've been reading, so we have an idea. We've flown the A380, so we have an idea as to how to fly the aircraft. But of course, we want to explore what Enibus would have done, check out how it is in terms of the frame rates, check and see how it handles, that sort of thing. So that's what we'll do for the very first one, is just sit and enjoy the beauty of the airplane. Passing through 18,000 feet, so we set the local altimeter to 299.7. Yeah, Dale, we gotta make sure we learn the airplane first. Not about to go fly in those airspace and then make a mess of things because you can't find a particular. Just imagine, you're gonna have people who do that. You're gonna have folk who are gonna be like, I can fly this, and because I can fly it now, they're simply gonna start flying, and then you're told do this, and then you're like, wait, what? How am I do that? So we don't want to be part of that drama. We want to ensure that when we go on the network, that we can definitely fly the airplane properly correctly. So that's what we'll do. So we'll definitely get that out to you once that stream, once the aircraft becomes available. We definitely get the stream posted so that we can learn the airplane together. Slowing the aircraft down now using level change, and we are above 17. Let's see what that is saying, above 14, so we're well above that, so we're good. Continuing our descent down now to 8,000. Let's choose the bottom altitude where that is concerned, and the controller should have already contacted us. Let's see what his frequency is. Boston approach. Let's see, information Romeo, and ILS runway 22 is in use. All right, so we're gonna have to switch now to ILS runway 22. So we have that now to change. ILS runway 22 left via Noli on the J-Funk, and let's see where we are now. We're going direct to Autumn. So that's our next waypoint, and we will enter that. So let's get that approach plate up. ILS runway 22 left. I've flown the flight factor version. There's that call. I've flown the flight versions to have a good start. However, I just couldn't invest in XP and MSF at the same time. That makes a lot of sense. That's one of the reasons why I couldn't even be bothered with getting or putting back the P3D version of that. It's just too much, way too much. All right, 133 nothing is the approach controller. So 133 nothing. And we will call the controller shortly. Just want to get these two things in. So the new one is now 216 and 110 at 110.3. So that's 110.3, and it's 250.
Delta 225 Heavy, Boston approach your better contact over Euro at 11,500 descending. Expect the ILS runway 22 left approach.
Can we repeat one more time please for Delta 225, sorry?
Delta 225 Heavy, your radar contact. Expect the ILS runway 22 left approach.
Expect the ILS runway 22 left approach for Delta 225.
Boston approach present, good evening, Delta 2496 with you, descending through 13,000 for 8,000 on the J-Funk 2. We have information Romeo.
Shamrock 13 Kilo, leaving my airspace, Boston Center closed, radar service terminated, frequency change approved, good night.
So that's going to be
American 1021, wind 20012, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff. Delta 2496 clock identity. United 207 radar contact, the altitude passing.
So we can reconfigure this now. Let's see. ILS runway 2.
United 207, climb and maintain 14,000.
Left. We have 10,000, so we don't need auto brakes. We get a traffic warning.
Delta 2496 radar contact over Winto, 12,300 descending. Expect the ILS 22 left approach. Thanks for room.
Roger, expect 22 left approach 2496. All right.
Delta
So
1019 leaving my airspace.
we
Boston
have
Center closed, radar service terminated, frequency change
8,000 available. We have 1230, which is the threshold that we don't land on. So we have 8908. So we still have 10 knots, so 154. So that hasn't changed. And it's 100 at 3 at 230, 215. So we're good to go. And we're set for runway 2122 left. Great. Once you get through 10,000, let me see if there's a maybe going too fast. He might tell us to slow down. Let's
American
see.
1021, thanks for radar contact.
be
Climb
at
maintaining
210.
14,000.
250. All right, so we're good. Then once you make that left, we'll slow to 220. So we go down to 6,000. And that will be our final as we begin our final approach. So we will ding the cabin so they know that we are ready for landing. Begin slowing down to 220. The approach checklist. Flight and navigation instruments checked. Chime has been cycled. Altimeter 29907. And the approach checklist is complete.
United 207, leaving my airspace. Boston Center closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Good night.
Got an airplane right in front of us, right
Up
here.
2496. Looks like you're pretty high. Descend and maintain 3,000. Give me your best rate of descent.
Roger, we're gonna try to get down as soon as possible, down to 3,024.96.
So the 225 heavy, fly present heading. Descend and
All right,
maintain
landing lights
3,000.
coming on. Exterior lights are being
heading
set.
and we should maintain
And
3,000.
we're gonna do level change so we can try to get down.
United 207, leaving
the
my airspace.
3,000
Boston
feet.
Center closed. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Good night. I think I already told them that.
Because we changed the runway, that would have happened where we're not as low as we should be, but we'll get down.
So it's 1590. Are you pushing into the ramp or onto Alpha?
We'll push it into the ramp.
All right, so the 1590, push and start at your discretion. Advise ready to attack. To expect TTRS.
We'll call the test expected to right, southwest 1590.
American 1021, leaving my airspace. Boston Center closed. Radar service
Don't
terminated.
even see the
Frequency change
runway.
approved. Good night.
Have a good night, approach. Thank you for your service, baby. See ya.
Thanks for flying.
We'll get there, guys. Let's maintain some heading select. Before we get
Class
yelled
aircraft
at.
calling static only.
So we're 13.3 miles away. We're going away from the airport just so that we can get down to 3,000 feet. Then we make a right base.
Still just static.
Let's see what the identifier is. India, Lima, Quebec, November. India, Lima, Quebec, November. Let's see if it's, yes it is. So 215, 15, 215 at 7. Will be fully configured before the 4. 4.6 at 1700, so we'll be fully
Delta
configured.
225 Heavy, are you able to be level at 3,000 and 10 miles?
I think, yeah, this will be possible for Delta 225.
Alright, give me your best rate of descent, please.
Alright, roger that.
Delta 2496, turn right heading 130.
130 2496.
Boss approach, are you hear me?
Got your 5x5 now.
Alright, JetBlue 2459, San Charlie 11, information CRS for push.
JetBlue 2459, pushing
the
start into the
speed
ramp
rates.
at your discretion.
We're
About ready
down
to taxi.
to
Spectrum
4,700. So we're
Okay,
good
push
now.
approved. So apply for taxi to the
We're
right.
doing pretty
JetBlue
good now.
2459.
Delta 225 Heavy, turn left heading 250, join the runway 22 left localizer.
Turn left heading 250 and join the localizer for 150 left for Delta
Let's
225.
reduce to 200 for that aircraft that's going in front of us.
Give me that left turn as soon as possible. You're approaching the localizer.
And flaps 1, speed check.
We are winning this now for Delta 225.
Delta 2496, turn right heading 190, join the runway 22 right localizer.
190, join the 22 left localizer 2496.
Delta 225 Heavy, thanks for the help. You're 3 miles from Wayne, cross Wayne at or above 3,000, cleared ILS from my 22 left approach.
Wayne at 3000
Flaps
and clear for
5.
the island support for 150 left.
Alright, so we're gonna do our 180 and that would
For Delta
allow for this guy to be there. And let's check the airport now. So we're on 22 left
Delta
approach.
2496, you're 5 miles from Noli, maintain 3,000 until established in the localizer, cleared ILS from my 22 left approach.
Maintain 3000 cleared ILS 22 left approach 2496. Alright, I'm the approach.
Delta 225 Heavy, maintain 170 knots or greater
And,
until focus.
We will
170 knots or greater until
exit
focus for
via
Delta
Papa
255 Heavy.
Mike 1.
Delta 2496, your speed of 170 knots or less.
We're going to find approach speed 2496. That's 10. And
So this 1590, runway 22 right, taxi to Alpha November, cross runway 33 left, hold short runway 33 right.
this is going to be interesting. And that's a heavy aircraft that we are following.
Delta 225 Heavy, wind 20012, runway 22 left, quarter left.
Clear to land,
by the
runway 23 left
339.
for the Delta 225 Heavy.
We should be good with 170. And now the glide slope is available.
So 2496, you're number 2, following a heavy A330 on a 6-mile final. Caution rate turbulence, wind 20012, runway 22 left, quarter left.
Number 2 is clear to land 2496. Thank you. Caution weight turbulence simply means because of a heavy aircraft, their engines produce more thrust than ours and the size of our airplane. So we have to be cautious upon landing that the wake turbulence or the thrust, the energy from those engines will disturb the airflow coming towards us, and that could cause us to be unstable. If that happens, we'll have to do a go around. But space in between us should be fine, so we're good. Glide slope is not active, so let's reduce to 154.
All aircraft spots approach
And,
is going for about 90 seconds.
Gear down. And since we got our clearance already, we can do a light. All lights available. Flaps coming down. side slope is captured. And we are good for the landing checklist. Landing gear down 3 green, flaps 30, 30 green light. Speed brake is
2500.
on, green light check. And engine starts with continuous. Landing checklist is complete. Let's go, guys. It's time to land. We'll try to exit either via Papa or Mike 1, and then we'll have to use Mike and come around towards the Alpha gates, which is on this side.
2459, spot Echo 3, ready for taxi.
Southwest 1590, cross runway 33 right, hold short runway 22 right.
Alright, cross 33 right, hold short 22 right, southwest.
Go for 2459, runway 22 right, taxi to Alpha November, cross runway 33 left, hold short runway 33 right.
Okay, taxi 22 right, via Alpha November, crossing 33 left, hold short 33 right, JetBlue 3459.
Over 2496, traffic departs prior to your arrival on the parallel runway. You're still quarter line runway T2 level.
Roger, clear to land, and with caution to departing traffic. 2496.
So it's 1590, 20012, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff, traffic is 5 mile final for the parallel.
I'm building traffic, let's see right, southwest 59.
So the AP-30-900 is just on his rollout. So we should be fine. At 500 feet, my airplane will land this baby.
Delta 225, where and when do I vacate the runway?
1000.
Okay.
Anywhere you'd like, sir. Take any right turn you want.
Alright, roger that.
The wind's coming around, and there's that turn. Oh my goodness. The wind wants us to do a switcheroo.
Carrier 325, Boston approach runway 22 right, taxi via Alpha, November, cross runway 33 left, hold short runway 33 right.
Alright, runway 22 right via Alpha, November, cross 33 left, hold short 33 right. Here
500 feet, my airplane. Keep it steady.
Delta 225 heavy, taxi straight ahead, Mike 1, left turn on Mike, hold short of Bravo.
That's the threshold that we can't land on. Landing.
100.
My straight ahead on Mike 1,
That's
left
that
turn
flight
on Mike,
departing.
and straight ahead
30,
on Bravo for
20,
Delta
10.
225.
Delta
And
225 heavy, left turn on Mike, then hold short of Bravo.
touchdown. Speed brakes up.
Left turn on Mike and hold
To
short
reverse.
of Bravo for
Reverse
Delta
is green.
225.
Decel.
Boston approach, JetBlue 3459, hold short 33 right.
Delta 2459, cross runway 33 right, hold short runway 22 right.
Okay, cross 23 right, hold short
And
22 right.
reversals normal. And we'll have to
Delta 1590,
continue
radar contact, altitude passing.
That's the 1,800.
since this aircraft is stuck on the taxiway. We'll go
Delta
past it.
1590, thanks for climbing and maintain 14,000.
14,000, southwest 1590.
And we'll start the timer.
Shuttle Speedbird 1 Bravo with you, passing through flight level 134 for 11,000.
Speedbird 1 Bravo, heavy boss approach, squawk identity.
That seemed like butter. So let's check in a little while what that was. Boston Delta 2496 Oh, runway 22 left. Yeah.
Seabird 1 Bravo Heavy, radar contact 3 miles east of Ocean at 12,700. Expect the ILS runway 22 left approach, Boston is from Lewis.
So that's via Bravo.
Okay, roger that. Expecting 22 left for Seabird 1 Bravo.
Delta 225 Heavy, looks like you're on Bravo now. You were told to hold short of Bravo. Continue on Bravo and hold short of Kilo, please.
Sorry about this. I made a mistake then. Sorry. So then continue on Bravo and hold short of Kilo for Delta 225.
And 2496 is on Bravo behind the Heavy 339.
Delta 2496, follow the company 330 ahead of you. And Alpha 18, is that on the Alpha side or the Echo side of Terminal Alpha?
Stand by 1 second.
Foolish question. I'm thinking of Bravo. All of Terminal Alpha is on the Echo side.
Yeah, so we're just going to Alpha 18.
And Boston approach, JetBlue 2459, holding short to the right.
Delta 2459, wind 18016 from my 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Why there's no Delta for
Takeoff
that?
to the right, JetBlue 2459.
So 325, cross runway 33 right.
Cross runway 33 right, clear 325.
Delta 225 Heavy, are you going to Terminal Alpha or are you going to the International Terminal?
I don't really mind either one, so what suits you the best?
Delta 225, turn left on Kilo, taxi straight ahead Kilo to Parker.
Left on Kilo and can you repeat one more time please for Delta 225? Sorry, I'm not good at taking instructions.
Delta 225 Heavy, make your next left turn on Kilo.
Next left turn on Kilo for Delta 225.
Delta 2496, you can make a left turn Kilo or Echo, up to you. I'm not sure where Alpha 18 is.
I will take left on Kilo and just follow the company.
Sounds good. Delta 1590, leaving my airspace, Boston Center closed, radar service terminated.
So we're following the company just because if he's not familiar with the airport, at least we're not going to be
Solar crossed on frequency,
Echo,
Boston native
then
Sierra, now
we
current
have
wind
a
180
taxiway
at
incursion.
16,
So
altimeter
we just
29995.
follow the company.
Seabird 1 Bravo Heavy, fly present heading, descend and maintain 3000.
Present heading down to 3000, Seabird 1 Bravo Heavy.
Care 325, runway 22 right, line up and wait, caution, make turbulence, previous departure, an Airbus 321.
That landing today, guys, was minus 122. So that was a nice butter landing as well.
1.6 times 5,000.
Jumper 2459, thanks, climb
So
maintain
we're doing
14,000.
well with these landings.
Climb maintain 14,000, 2459.
Delta 225 Heavy, taxi straight ahead down Kilo, and when you get to the end there, your terminal is going to be right in front of you.
Straight ahead down to Kilo and then the terminal straight ahead of me for Delta 225.
Seabird 1 Bravo
What
Heavy,
you
give me your
actually
best
see
rating
in
to
the
touchdown.
real world, guys. You have persons who are flying, well, not necessarily the Delta airline, but you have persons who fly into English-speaking countries. English is not their first language, but you are required to learn English because English is the international language, or the English is the standard language for aviation. So once you fly, you must learn some English. That way you can communicate with, especially if you do international, you must know English so that you can communicate worldwide. We're going to Alpha 18.
Care 325, turn left heading 180, wind 180 at 16, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Go to Alpha 18, and once the company airline doesn't take our parking spot, we should be fine.
This is Delta 225, just to be clear, is the gate Alpha 13?
Take any gate you'd like, sir, except Alpha 18 or the guy behind you might get mad.
So it's Alpha 18 for Delta 225?
No, any gate except Alpha 18.
Ah, good. Yeah, any gate except Alpha 18 for Delta 225. Sorry about that.
That was funny. Any gate except. So how did the controller know that Alpha 18 was my gate? So in my remarks section of my flight plan, I usually put my gate that I want to go to. Some air traffic controllers don't care. It's just not that they don't necessarily have to. But to make it more realistic, especially if you have a ground controller, the ground controller would taxi you to that, depending on where you want to go. So they will ask the question like what you would have heard with the 225. When he landed, he was asked which gate he wants to go to, and so if there's not one available, they would just tell you to go to any one of your choice, especially if it's not.
I'm gonna disconnect now, so thank you.
Thanks for flying. Have a good night.
Our gate is just beyond this.
Carrier 325, radar contact, altitude pass.
So we will be docking shortly.
Carrier 325, climb and maintain 7,000. I'll have a turn on course very shortly.
Places like the UK, I know for sure, in Europe, they definitely would tell you what gate to go to.
Leaving my airspace, Boston,
so even though I have a particular gate in mind, I may or may not get that particular gate once I would have landed in the UK. So it's just
one
in the event that you
heavy.
Have it. If you don't have it, they just assign one to you. Otherwise, you can just go wherever you want.
3,000 until established. Cleared ILS from 22 left approach.
Left 350, maintain 2,000, wind stop for Dallas, and Beaver 1, Bravo Heavy.
And we're at the gate. Parking brakes are set.
325, turn left heading 160. When able, proceed direct to Bruin.
Very good parking. Oh, we got a very good parking.
Heading 160
and we can cut the engines off, stop the timer, 1 hour 18 minutes, and we can turn off the seatbelt sign. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are in Boston, where the local time is 6:11. Let's see, waiting for 10% N2, and then we can turn off the anti-collision lights, and we can do the shutdown checklist. Shutdown check, passenger signs are off. Electrical are on APU. Engine start levers are cut off. Standby, transformer standby, anti-collision lights are off. Fuel pumps are as they are required. Hydraulic pumps are off. The anti-ice is off. Pro heaps are off. Auto brakes is off. And parking brake is set. And we will at the chocks, and we will request for deboarding. And there we have it. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining the stream this evening. We are here in Boston on stand Alpha 18, celebrating 24 years with Delta Virtual here on the stream. One of my VAs that I am here with them for 20 years in July. July 2025 will be 20 years that I would have joined this airline. So we're going to be celebrating with them until March 14, the next stream that we may do, depending on when the Airbus A350 lands. We would definitely be streaming that once that drops. Before that, if that does not drop tomorrow, then we'll definitely be continuing our stream with Delta Virtual. Going to LaGuardia is our next field. That's another pretty short flight. Should be under an hour between Boston and LaGuardia. So stay tuned for that tomorrow as we take the 737-800 over to New York. Until the very next time, guys, it is great to have you with me. If you haven't already done so, please click the subscribe button. Once you subscribe, please smash that notification bell so you don't miss the next time that we go live. Also, join the Discord channel, be a part of the Discord family as we can discuss things, all things aviation related. If you have a particular fact that you want us to do on the channel, feel free to let me know either in the comments or on the Discord channel, and we'll try our very best to accommodate you. Guys, it has been lovely. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Please ensure you stay out of trouble. Until the very next time, take care of yourself. See ya.